Ladies and gentlemen, to Disney Dungeons and Dragons. I'm your Dungeon Master, August Schmid, and with me, as always, are wonderful problem children. Say hello, everybody!
Hello, everybody!
Oh, man. Wild times last we met in the underworld, or more specifically, Tartarus. Traveling through Tartarus, find yourself in the library lair.
The library!
Crazy tentacle monster chasing you down, and a random fox in a purple suit dropping in unexpectedly.
I ran into him at Barnes & Noble today.
Hey! Logan's a great player, of course. Shout out to the Wednesday group. The Lost Ones are really fun. And will very soon be thanking you for your gifts, as they are about to get into a fight with David Jones.
Oh yeah,
So it's a thing. It's a thing.
Yeah, Davy Jones was not easy.
Yes.
Everybody within 30 feet of her gets the protection of her.
Right,
aura.
yeah,
What?
that's extended now at level 17 with Uncrawled. In the library, many things happen that are of note. Mr. Incredible, you found a space between spaces, the void, as we might call it, rather by accident. I wasn't expecting people to willingly go there, but hey, you found it.
And then I went there willingly.
Jim then using that actually to read the book in secret, starting to get some of that information about god slaying. Really a tactic and a strategy that's very hard to pull off, but of course the caveat that this unknown author has put is, if a god's mortal though, it's much easier to kill.
I would love to know how this author wrote the book.
Yes, there are many unnamed things. This black leather bound tome is quite strange. The script is basically in common, but there's no author. The penmanship is rather general. It's hard to tell. Like, there's no like distinctive calligraphical signature to it.
Is that it's mostly common?
Every so often it might do like a paragraph or two of like just Elvish Dwarvish, but nothing that doesn't like say unknown information. It's usually like a repeat because like, hey, in talking about, you know, dwarven gods or what we might think of as minor gods or like elemental, you know, people.
Minor gods.
Minor gods.
Oh,
but yeah, it's like
dwarves.
Also using stuff like how people used to worship dragons, but technically dragons aren't god form. They're not immortal. They actually just like hold power and stuff. It's gotta, and so like sometimes it'll slip into different scripts, but for the most part, keeping in common with most of its language. Some of the last important things, of course, Kronk, you've just banished Nick with all that equipment you guys sent off with. Nick, of course, keeping in mind nothing can be spoken until it's like either messaged or something completely non-verbal.
Non-verbal, non-permanent.
Non-permanent. There's a good word to use.
I forgot to text you a question.
Oh yes, go ahead and text me questions, as well as message, because some of the last things you guys did before taking the long rest is head inside the tower, and I believe just being ready because picking up the spectacles again. The portal closes. Thumbelina finding that the spectacles the creature wore are kind of the portal key, or maybe the portal itself. So you can portal out anytime you need to. There's no immediate danger for now.
Our use as well, these plate symbols?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Oh, sorry, I forgot to mention that. Thank you for HP 148. With that being said, you guys have actually then one of these brief moments of just pure rest before heading into the next layer.
So did we stay? So we stayed in our lair,
Mm-hmm.
and then we headed into the next lair. Okay.
Yes. Is there anything people want to do before heading down, shall we say?
You said that I could do bedtime reading.
Yes, Morph, that's one of the first things we'll start with is some of the books you
Morph
read.
is reading us a book.
Oh, I'm not reading it out loud.
Oh, please don't read that out loud.
No,
Did you
What,
have
the
to
book?
tell me about what
the books that I have.
Yeah,
Yes.
Morph, have you told anyone about the books yet?
We haven't really had a chance yet, but I am going to tell Thumbelina.
What the fairy one?
About...
Yeah.
You want to tell about the fairy?
Are you sure?
No, because he might take it
I mean,
from
the way
me.
you say that.
The way you say that,
I know, like, wait.
Thumbelina, I found a
no,
book on
I'm
how to
not
kill
gonna-
your species.
Well, because the thing is,
Basically.
I know exactly why I'm going to read it, but she might still be like, I don't want this knowledge to exist.
Right.
So I'm just not going to tell her.
That may be
Sorry.
smart for
That is
now.
totally fair.
Yeah.
Like, if I found something how to kill a morph, I would not show you.
How to Kill Morph with a picture of you on the cover and be like, oh, we're just gonna put
You
that
know
away.
that book probably exists here.
Oh yeah, no, like.
I mean, I have the
But
changeling
is it like,
thing.
is it, yeah, Changeling, what you found is like a bigger generic, like, the uses, properties, and application of
Who the
changelings.
frick would have researched how to kill me?
Right,
Someone
but
was
like,
already
Someone
you know,
is so obsessed with me.
I mean,
There
or
was one that was
maybe
already
Silver,
open.
I'm
Yeah.
kidding.
Silver.
Oh,
No.
Silver, just in case. I'm
It's
not even
behind
sure
here,
what
I
this
think.
morph is, so.
it's they're both open
Um,
now, I'm sorry.
Oh, you're good. Open, just eat through them.
Anyways,
um,
anyone?
I'll get there. Thank you.
Okay.
Don't eat all of them.
Please eat all of them.
He like stuffs his face. I'm teasing. I know you won't.
Sorry, answering a lot of
I
messages.
wanted to ask you guys, completely random, did you get your contract is taken?
It is?
Yes.
Oh, good.
Did you get
Nice.
housing lined up?
No.
So you could be homeless.
No, because we have an aunt and uncle,
Ah.
the uncle
Okay.
that we're gonna work for, that is, are gonna let us stay with them.
That's
Oh,
fantastic.
good.
So, like if we can't find housing.
Morph,
We're working on it.
are you ready for some light reading?
I don't think it's gonna be light, but
Oh,
yes.
no.
It's pretty dark.
It's very dark.
Yeah.
Morph, as you
I'm going to start with the fairy one. I'm a little bit nervous.
start reading. Again, everyone, like, in varying states of, like, hurt and not hurt. Like, Jasmine Morph Jim, you guys didn't get a lot of, like,
I-
big damage because it was more, like, getting to the fight. Whereas, like, Kron, Thumbly, Mr. Incredible, like, getting a few hits, but Mr. Incredible spending a lot of time down. So it's that general, like, okay, let's recuperate, let's get ready.
I am going to cast my spell Dark Vision on myself so that I don't have to turn on any extra lights and draw more attention to myself.
Ah, clever, yes. Turning on Dark Vision, starting to read this book. Here's what you get, Morph.
Oh shoot, dang it.
What?
I'm taking notes.
Yes. This book, the book is titled How to Kill Fairy. Very quickly learning that fairy is meant in the plural term. It is not specific to any one fairy, but this book
Page 1. Sword.
is
Page 2. Hammer.
quite extensive, shall we say.
Can you turn a fairy into something else?
A fairy is a magical creature born in the realm of order and goodness. But as noted in this book, not everything born to one certain plane is bound by that ruling. It's more the guidelines then of how the fairies like to run. Fairies are difficult creatures to classify. Whereas this author, and I'll get to the author in a second, but the author of this book has rather quantified as fairy could be labeled also fae, or creatures of the opposite end of the spectrum from fiend. That a fairy, in dealing with goodness and light, it is natural then that darkness can take hold of them. But that to take hold is not simply the act of necrotic damage, something akin to fiend power, but that fae and fairy have rituals in their killing. The balance being how you can ritually summon a demon, but kill it with sword and shield. Fae can be summoned in any which way. There's almost really not a proper way to summon. You could just call up the fairies if you wanted to, but to kill them is where the ritual or summoning commences. There's many ingredients, as some of this is practical, and some of it is theoretical. There are certain
Can I ask-
poisons.
If I can do an insight or an investigation check on that real quick. How it says that this is to kill a fairy and rituals are needed and everything. I know that Thumbelina has been reincarnated.
Yes.
Is this way of killing to prevent reincarnation of a fairy? Because we
yeah.
know that she's come very close to dying before.
Mm-hmm.
So
Please go ahead. Yeah, make me insight. It's a disadvantage just because it's always harder with books.
what'd you say?
pregnancy-related carpal tunnel. I have to keep moving my fingers.
um,
And
yeah,
a
you're good.
disadvantage.
They're just looking at me funny because I'm just doing
Hey,
Chest hands.
Thumbelina in the corner.
Hey, wow.
Well, maybe we should look up this information.
Poorly.
Feeling a little
You
nervous.
said insight?
It's an insight kind of based
I
check.
got a 13.
13. What your understanding is maybe,
Maybe.
but again, Thumbelina is quite literally the exception to the rule in a lot of cases, being, a almost self-imposed banished fairy, willingly at one point before the fairy godmother died, choosing to instead reincarnate and gain this new life as Thumbelina. Again,
Yeah.
what Petalbud, the fairy godmother, was a whole different entity and yet is still Thumbelina as you've now chosen.
Right.
It's a thing to deal with any
Okay.
fairy.
a
But
whole
what you're
legal
reading,
mess.
Morph, is
Fairies are weird.
beyond poison. There are certain poisons that can be found and distilled from many parts of the world, not just native to places like Neverland, which is where the physical entrance to the Fey realms exist, which we know as Pixie Hollow. Poisons, necrosis, different types of dark magic can have effect. But in killing fairy, it does rely in the use of a fairy's name, the identity in which they choose, as well as what is written in this book. A fairy can be killed using things that would completely destroy its identity. Meaning, phrases or things important to the fairy could be used to destroy it. What we would think like in a mental sense, for a fairy, that's real.
So the whole I don't believe in.
That's it is very general, and
I
again,
don't identify
I
as
will-
a fairy anymore.
I don't actually. Morph, though, what I will give you from this, and you're about to make more of an investigation, like an actual check to
I
get
can
the
do
deeper
that.
knowledge in a second. The base knowledge, though, just saying the words doesn't actually, in theory, mean you've killed a fairy. It's actually, that was one of those popular myths, but that is some of the stuff that can be used to kill a fairy. Just simply saying, just like one-off, like saying it by chance or like saying it to a person might do something, but in all honesty, you're probably safe. Now, here's what I'm going to say. Go ahead and make me... I'm going to call this now a history-based check.
Disadvantage or no?
This is flat, because you have the book with you.
Well, I rolled over to a nat 20, but I know it wasn't, and I'm not gonna lie. Oh, okay, that's not bad. That's a 22.
A 22. But it can have effects. As fairy are deeply connected creatures. Fiends are individualistic. Again, the balance being a fiend when born is selfish innately. It's more of a personal creature. Fairies are born to grand worlds, families, friends, places. Even though not related by blood, as we would think, they're deeply related by magic. This innate life where if a fairy is born of a child's laughter or through other means, it is a powerful magic that unites them, and that the use of this dark magic can have rippling effects outward. Specifically, on a 22, in using the magic for other means. It has long been theorized that what came first, the fairy or the imp? Was an imp a fairy, brought to goodness, or was a fairy an imp corrupted? But that if something could corrupt a fairy, or vice versa, lasting effects could happen. And if some of these rituals were used, maybe that is how the fairies came in. This is all very theoretical. It's the end of the book because at this point, it's moved past the, finding, capturing known spots, known locations. And this is the last, as a thought, here are my theories, this is my research. This is where I'm going to pull something up real quick. this book was written by one Leopold Evans.
Do I have any recollection of that name? I have not
Leopold
going to because
Evans
I don't wanna
is
die.
not a name that rings true to anything you know, Morph. It's a name that could just been one in a number.
Can I tell anything about its about this author's potential species, race? I mean,
Not much. Again, kind of like
there's
well,
a lot of just
as
like,
weird
oh,
as it
sure.
sounds, almost like the Book of God Killing. It's a book that seems to have been written primarily in common, with simple scripts in celestial, fiendish fae, to like give certain parts.
Yeah.
I think. Well,
Let me
yes, Morph, you can read celestial, but Morph, there have been parts of fae, or it's actually a language called Undercommon, used primarily with animals, and more animalistic races, like, you know, being more akin to fae. It's one of those, did they come from the Fey Wilds or born of that kind of magic? And so there's some parts, Morph, that are hard to read in this book, but again, finding the bigger, like, chapters, or it's more like a journal, really. As Morph, though, the final thing you're getting from this is there are diagrams, there are traps, there are recorded poisons, like step-by-step instructions for a lot of these things.
If you wanted to kill me, you could real easily.
Following any
Waste
one
the
of these,
puffs.
that's really good to kill a fairy.
And with potential to have a ripple effect, as the author suggests.
Very strong ripple effect.
That's great.
Yes.
I want to know as a player, my character would not know this.
Mm-hmm.
So when I was reincarnated,
Mm-hmm.
would it have had a ripple effect like the killing of a fairy would?
Could I actually like try and look at the book and see if there's any mention of reincarnation of fairies?
I will tell you right now, on the 22 you got now.
Okay.
Um,
Is this something that I can study other nights?
Mostly because, again, as players, if you can think it, your characters might. It's something that, like, maybe that's the thing. Again, this author wouldn't be ever thinking, like, what if a fairy reincarnated? Like, this book was written with the intent of killing, trapping, poisoning. Like, you're not thinking, well, what if a fairy was, like, reborn?
Yeah, so I
or, like,
can
would that be a
tell
good thing?
that this author made it his business to.
You
take
would
down
kind of
fairies. This
know,
isn't
like...
a scholarly like. Oh, this is kind of.
Again, this is a journal rather than a source book.
Yeah. Okay.
Um,
Cool. So this is not a great guess.
Not a great person. Leopold Evans doesn't seem like a great person in this sense.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Message you.
Oh, yes. With that, also, and then finally, more. Did you want to delve into the other
Yes.
book? Like,
Oh, I forgot about the other book.
Yeah, she has 2 books.
Yeah.
She got a fairy book and a changeling book.
Curiosity killed the morph.
Is that how to kill a changeling?
Its properties. Okay. The properties, dissections, and uses for changelings.
Morph. We'll get to that in a second too. That's incredible. That's a good one. Morph. The properties, dissection, and uses of changelings. This is a study book done
So this
by
is a textbook kind of thing.
the High Elven Council of the Second Age.
Oh. A college went through figuring out how to use you and your species.
Yep.
Yes.
That's awful.
Morph, do you read Elven?
Yes, I do.
All
How
right.
many languages do you
How many experiments do you think
Not
they did on
a
it?
ton. I don't want to
Quite
think
a
about that.
bit.
I know Abyssal, Common, Elvish, Draconic, Orcish, and yeah. And apparently he says Celestial too. I did not know.
Oh, Morph, you don't read Celestial. So there may have been
Okay,
like
I was
a
like,
chapter or
huh.
two, like in the fairy book that doesn't exist.
That's fair.
But again, high enough, Morph. It's being able to context clues in with reading journals.
Yeah, that is fair.
I'm the one
Morph,
who reads.
The High Elven Council of the Second Age. Here's what you know. You've never heard of a Second Age? In fact, if anything, most people call this the Age of Order or the Age of Normality. For the past about 10,000 years coming up, like ever since the first sealing of Chernobog, there has been this general sense of the world of order. You've never heard of a Second Age whatsoever. So this may predate what we know as recorded history.
Okay.
This book is a very scientific approach to changeling use. As this high elven courts, this kind of, again, I think, well put, like a college type book, is really based in a lot of experimentation and morph in a lot of hunting.
Oh.
The biggest thing, again, before anything, the base knowledge, changelings do not come from any one people. The Elven Court of the Second Age had theorized that they are creatures of pure magic, of the true essence of the universe, born of any race with the ability to change into other races. Some of these magics suggested that it was due to this purpose that changelings exist almost to show the unified nature of our existence, that they come from any which race to become any which race, and so thus are changelings. This then intrigued this High Council. This is where I make a roll. 65,000 changelings were found and studied by this High Council in the Second Age.
Oh my gosh.
64?
65,000.
Oh my.
Yeah.
I missed the 1,000.
They had to get a big enough pool of
Sample
subjects.
size is
Oh
the exact
my
word.
gosh.
Morph in
they're
this.
scientists.
It is horribly scientific. As
Mhm.
it is written, a changeling or the changelings. They never use any other sort of proper noun or title. But that in this book, it is shown the extent of a changeling's powers. That it has been shown that changelings, through duress, can become shapes and forms that the changeling has yet to have seen. Again, prompting
Whoa.
the theory of changeling abilities to show a connected cause of the universe.
They
In-
can become beings or shapes of things they have not.
Shapes of things, like not true beings. That is part of the book. That a true nature of a changeling is one that is never known unless studied. It has been shown that wrought raw iron blessed by an elven council can burn a changeling and show its true appearance. And that through this method, the changelings were found.
So that's how they figured out that they were changelings? So they burned
This
a
is
whole bunch
full-
of different creatures. To
This
see
is
if
full
they
in
were-
Spanish Inquisition
Yeah.
kind of
The
thing.
elves are horrible in this age, apparently.
The elves were not always good. And even not that the elves are bad in this world. I mean, you guys have met with the elves, you know them. But this was a time when the elves were very cold. And what we know as, like, morality and humanity, they did not have. Some of the last things you're finding, of course, is what even the elves could not understand, but rather then became theory in practice, that a changeling's body could be used due to its flexible nature. For certain spells, this is actually what you're seeing is some of the earliest form of cloning, as Mr. Incredible, you now know,
Oh.
has been slightly refined down, but that a changeling's body could be used for an immediate clone if needs be. That changeling properties could be used to create organs and body parts for literal dissection and what's the word I'm going to use? Implementation in
Harvesting.
persons. Harvesting is what we would call it. But the elves worded it in that sense of, oh yeah, if someone needs a heart transplant, you have a changeling become that person. But
is
that,
a
of course-
sick kind of
No insight needed.
fact.
And what happens to the changeling after the heart's taken is the
clearly
dark.
The changeling is dead.
Exactly.
Maybe they're just in love and it's a metaphor.
Morph, go ahead now and make me a flat history roll for some of the deeper knowledge of this book.
Yikes.
This is, again, there's a
That's
lot.
not the deeper knowledge.
This
of
is
book.
base stuff. The elves are very blunt in what they write. This isn't like a
29.
journal. 29.
This is gonna suck.
Morph, the end of the book doesn't seem to end as, like, positive as the first.
It was
As-
positive?
of my.
The book starts to end, and writings start dictating that, in fact, changelings may not be completely universal in their appearance, as after millennia, the numbers of changelings found have dwindled.
Well, duh. They're gonna study them.
Exactly. That it was begun theorizing. Some of the postulations of these professors and scientists were that while changelings can come from any race, the genetic marker or magical markers of a changeling are still something that can be passed down, and due to the unknowing, over sampling of the changeling race, this is the first time the word race is being used,
Okay.
that it is unknown if changelings still exist. But that it is still you can still find a changeling using wrought iron blessed by an elven priest.
Okay, good to know. Question: Is it saying that changelings can be born spontaneously? Like it doesn't necessarily have to be like, oh, it's mother and it's father. We're both changelings.
Maybe changelings could just be born out of nothingness. But again, the current theorem on A29 is that there is still some magical or genetic marker that is transferred.
If nothing else, maybe a particularly strong vein of magic is passed down through this family or something, but it doesn't necessarily have to be.
It doesn't have to
changeling
be.
give birth to a
It
changeling.
could just be something past. It's hard to tell. The book basically ends with a postscript detailing how time must wait until for the appearance of other changelings, that only through this can we start to truly understand. It's, again, elves don't do well with admitting their own pride or mistakes, but this is as close as you would see of a elven council saying, we did in fact do too much at once and may or may not have ruined our chance of learning more, when in reality the words that should be used are, we may have committed xenocide of a species. But we don't know, because changelings are changing.
Mm-hmm. Can I do a personal history check?
What are you trying to look for?
So I remember very, very, very little, as you know.
Yes.
From before the morph thing
Before
happened.
the before times.
Yes.
Yeah.
Can I try and do a history check on if either my parents were changelings?
Make me a history check at disadvantage.
That's okay. Just give me 2 nat 20s. That's all I want to know. Okay, that's a 9 and a 13. So 9 plus 11 is 21.
No,
Wait,
that's
not
dirty 20.
Dirty 20. That's what I thought.
I'm
so sorry.
like, now
I'm so
hold
sorry.
on!
I was.
That's
okay.
not how this
Yeah,
works.
I'm so sorry. That's my bad.
No, you're
so
good.
dirty 20.
A dirty 20 is still really good. Morph, you remember glimpses. Unfortunately, you were so young
Yeah.
when this happened that the most you remember is there was a family of some kind.
I know that I was shipped off to, I think, other family in a bigger city. And I don't think that I saw my family after that.
Yeah. Never really saw them. Because after that, the most clear memory of family was Merlin or Ivor.
Yeah, I have
You know,
more
in a
memories
sense.
of Ivor than...
It was, that's as much as you got.
Okay.
And that's still good. Even on a 20, it's that, at least you have that knowledge, but it's hard to tell otherwise.
Does
Also...
this suggest that because the cultists were trying to sacrifice me to a beholder, it sounds like the beholder wanted to either consume the magic that I had, or it was trying to use my body.
Or both. You don't know. That's the worst part. It's
cool.
like, were they going for the body? Were they going for the magic? Was it a both thing?
So now I wonder if beholders know more about changelings, or if this one in particular knew something. Cool.
Mr. Incredible,
Instead.
you're also up a little late at night.
Yeah.
So go ahead and tell me, what is your intended, purpose with what you're about to do?
Well,
That kind of thing.
If he answers the call, I'd like to try and persuade him
Mm-hmm.
to switch sides.
Okay.
Didn't work last time. Really, I'm just trying to figure out if he is Yeah, if he is.
If he is, I
Oh.
like that. No, I think that's a great way to
But
put
like, if he is, then I'm gonna try and sway him.
Are you trying to talk to Orcus?
No.
it. I
Okay.
would love for you. I think we'll call an Arcana check first,
Okay.
because stuff can happen innately,
Yeah.
but there is some stuff. So we'll see.
Honestly, I feel like at this point,
Oh,
Mr.
dirty
Incredible is
20.
ready to try whatever.
Dirty
the fuck
20.
he wants.
Mr. Incredible holding this coin, you push in and you feel your thoughts move out.
Everyone's
Is it
As
that demon lord
you-
who we?
Never really, unfortunately, got a chance to learn truly what this could mean.
Yeah.
As you reach out, is there anything you would be thinking in particular?
We need to talk urgently.
What are the
Ugh.
You hear a rattling gasp in the back of your mind.
Oh my god.
Gazer beam? Where are you?
Please go ahead and make me a persuasion check.
What the frick, man?
Oof. I'm gonna use my
Indomitable.
14.
14. Also, something real quick, point of order. Remember you crit on 18 through 20 now, too.
That's right.
What?
With your champion stuff. Sorry.
He crits.
He
A
crits.
lot.
Sorry, just had to make sure of that because I had forgotten
15%
that.
of the time.
So I crit on the Arcana then. I forgot about that.
Pretty sure that's
Ah.
just attack rolls. but-
That's mostly just for attack, but I
Yeah.
mean, still getting high rolls. You hear in the back.
Can I do an insight? Is like I want to figure out. Well, maybe it's an investigation. I want to figure out, is he dead? And I'm talking to him.
It's more of an insight, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's another 18. So
Another
22.
22. Quite possibly, did he take the coin with it? I mean, the item you were given,
Yeah.
you never understood how the receiving end would work. And so it could just be going to his consciousness, which last you saw, you were holding nothing but the cape.
Yeah. I want to be like Simon.
Simon!
Are you there?
Simon! I am Simon.
Yes, you are. This is Mr. Incredible.
Incredible.
Has anyone else made contact with you recently?
Incredible.
This is Bob.
Bob.
Oh.
Has anyone else made contact with you recently?
Roberts.
That's correct, yeah.
You killed me.
You jumped.
Actually, it's true.
I tried to save you.
Why? Where? Gotta make a roll real quick. Okay. Where am I? Oh, Robert. What?
I'm so confused right now. I was wondering where you were. Do I hear anything else in the
You're
background?
only really hearing the voice is the thing, and that in itself may be that clue of like it is just a voice. There's no like background. It's not like a phone or a sending stone. It's just his voice, and no insight on that. You know it's his voice. You've heard it unfortunately so often.
Yeah. I'll just say I don't have long to talk. I think, like, actually, metagaming, or outside of gaming,
Mm.
he would be in the underworld, correct?
In
From
theory.
what I think you're in the underworld, and I want you to be ready. The people that caused your death before may come to you and ask you to help them again.
I help underworld. Where? Hi. Underworld. I remember. In the machine. My body destroyed.
After I tried to catch you, yeah,
You threw me in.
I did not throw you in.
You grabbed me, Bob.
Can I persuade him?
You can try to persuade.
Would that be a deception?
It's more of a deception because the thing when he jumped and fell, you did take and like
You like
go
whacked him
again
in
like
the
that.
escape.
That's true.
There was enough of like on your
Yeah.
part, but again, it's not bad. There's no disadvantage because he did jump. I mean, you're
Yeah.
not. It's not even a total lie. It's just more like that's kind of what happened.
Which is it deception?
I think it's still a deception though. It's still enough of
The
a.
intent.
Okay, I'm gonna use. Can I use it again?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, you can. 'Cause you get to it.
18 again.
18.
22.
22.
My gosh.
Jeez.
That's 3 18s tonight
You
already.
You just
hear
gotta
the
figure out
voice-
how to always roll deception because
Yeah.
somehow
Yeah.
it always works out.
Yeah.
The voice moves away. You think from the. You just hear. I went. I can't go. This is judgment. I would not be worthy.
Now is the
Fields.
opportunity to redeem
Fields.
yourself.
The fields. The fields. Redemption.
When they come to you, accept their offer, but don't. But your loyalty needs to be in other places.
You speak to me of loyalty.
Oh, no.
Where was the loyalty to me, Robert? Where was our bond?
You don't know how many nights I've wished we could change what happened.
Then let those nights turn to nightmare. With that, the voice somewhat fades.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright, I'm gonna go to bed, guys.
Actually, should I have done some stuff before bed as well?
Yeah.
Because part of it was I wanted to briefly talk to you actually.
Oh, yes, yes, yes.
So basically Jasmine comes up to you and takes your side and just kind of says, I've been meaning to tell you for a while. I really admire what you did on the island and I think you should have this back, and I give back his beholder sign.
Yeah!
I've been meaning to for like the past 2 layers
Yeah.
and then so much has happened.
So much has happened!
So you get your roll.
I will actually
Hey.
say, Jim, this is also where, like, the
Good for
dagger,
you.
you can officially give Jasmine the dagger, because
That was
there's
my next
that
question because I wondered if there's attunement stuff I need to do.
a little bit, so.
Can I use mending to fix his suit?
Yeah.
Does it work that
actually.
way?
It does, man. He does work that way.
Before you put the eye in, yes.
Yeah. Yeah, because if you try to do it with the eye on, it would just stay ripped.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He would just stay ripped, but
I can use mending to put the eye back on.
Yes, it's just once the
Okay.
eye has been infused back in,
I can't mend his suit
boom,
anymore.
then the suit will, yeah.
okay.
Yes.
Question.
Yes, yes, yes.
So looking up the tower,
Mhm.
it comes with several rooms, like a dining room, an observatory, and stuff
It's
like
got
that.
like a few rooms. The main
It's
stuff,
got 2 rooms.
it's got
Wait,
big.
2 rooms?
It's
Two rooms.
Galder's Tower.
It's
Yeah,
Galder's
well,
Tower.
looking up it.
So only if I cast out higher spells will it have more rooms. Just
Just-
base spell is
And right now, because it was that base, like, hey, we
Yeah.
need a base here.
yes.
But it's got like enough. Again, the rooms are roomy enough.
Does anyone here have like, I guess, anything mechanical that I can maybe take apart, work with, anything along those lines?
Do I have anything else? Because
Okay, cool.
Fun fact, you can all stop and just, again, mechanical things like, for Morphogen, like you guys know this really well, usually in
Yeah.
Zanya you're not going to find mechanics unless you're in Sumani, and again, Mr. Incredible, like, there's not a ton
Carry
to get,
around.
right? Like, yes, Jim.
Can I make a luck check to see if I like randomly robbed someone and have like some mechanical
Actually,
knick-knack
that is an
at some
excellent
point?
point.
Roll me a percentile. Roll me the full percentile. die.
Okay.
That's what I'll say for this. This isn't even be 100. I'll say, yeah.
That's a really good call though, because
Yeah.
she would.
Yeah,
That's
you would,
what I
like,
have access to. That's so is the 00 100?
Yeah.
So 104?
No.
No,
So if
Or
it's
is-
that's
if you
four.
get the 0 and then the 00,
It's 100.
then that's
okay,
100.
so otherwise it's 0?
So that,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay,
so this
so
is
I rolled a 4.
Okay, I was like, you got 100. Wait,
That's not even
That's why
possible.
I asked
I
if
rolled
it's
100 and I just
0.
decided to do another one. Jasmine, no. Most of your stuff, Jasmine, again, not only is it an agrabah, usually stuff you would pick
That
up from
was
people.
zero.
It's like kind of like a magpie. You have your own personal cache, but it's like if there was anything, it really wouldn't be here. It's hard to just like quick grab stuff. So
Okay. I just want, I guess. So I modified my gun a little bit.
yeah.
You took your gun apart.
It's true. I actually could.
Yeah, your gun's probably the most mechanical thing here in terms of just
Okay,
like a
so what I'm
flintlock.
thinking.
Wait, didn't Hook have a gun as well?
Yes, but Hook's not gonna give his
Okay, I was
gun
just
because
curious.
he had to get that back when it was falling through. And it was a thing.
See, I have my rifle, but then I also have my pistols.
Yes.
So, DM.
Yes.
If I were to, let's
That's a
say,
shenanery face right there.
I know, right? He leaned forward.
Could I
okay, hey,
Yeah,
Um,
absolutely.
if I were to, let's say, go to a table and fashion that table into a board-like object,
Gotcha.
and then
cannibalize my furniture?
it goes away.
You should leave
The
the
question
legs on the
is-
table.
Does the
No,
board
we
go
made
away?
coats
What
out of the
exactly
stuff, and it
would
stayed
we use
with
as a
us.
sail?
The coat stayed, yeah. When you took it
I'm
out
sure
of the
there's a-
tower, the conjuration magic did stay.
So I'm thinking
Which is super cool.
I could try to fashion some sort of propulsion out of my gun. Take apart my rifle, turn it into some sort of propulsion because it is high tech stuff, and then maybe like somehow get levitate to stick on my board.
you're trying to completely bastardize magic and technology into
I've
the
been
creation
doing
of
it the
board.
entire campaign.
You have. That's one of the other reasons why I'm even considering this. Here's what I'll say. Because the main things you're going to need from the board, as you know from this little manual you found,
Exactly. I'm
one of the
thinking-
first things is a board itself. Or to put in the D&D terms, what you use for a base is going to be some of the AC like stuff you're using, right?
It just needs to function.
It needs to function. The first step is you need the board. The second thing you need, of course, is the mechanics. Which you know, if you were to completely dismember like your rifle, you would have all the mechanics. And finally, one of the last things you need is a power source. Usually, of course, Jim, this kind of makes sense because like using a power cell
have
or
that-
converters.
Get home free orb that Silver gave me.
Silver did give you a get home free orb.
But would that only take you home and not actually travel anywhere?
Well,
But
so-
he means like jury rigging it into a power source.
Into
like
the power source. Taking
harnessing
the
it.
arcane magic from it and instead diverting it into this board. Wow, that's the most unflattering picture of Morph I've ever seen in my life.
I like it.
Slurp.
I know, I love it.
Here's
Oh, you're
what we're
not
gonna
in this
say.
one, chat.
All right, Jim, you have the three necessary
really unflattering
components.
Jim Hawkins.
That's what I was gonna say.
That
So,
Mr. Incredible jawline, though. Anyways,
oh, he's a jaw,
so
that boy. Look at this.
because I have the
Look at
manual,
those quads.
I figure I can make straps out of leather or clothing for the foot pieces on the board.
Yeah.
I'd be able to, use something with the get home free orb, dismantle that, or not even dismantle, but like jury rig it into a power source, and then have some sort of levitation spell going onto it.
It's all the necessary components. Here's what I will say. This will be kind of like an attunement couple of checks. because it is going to be what I am calling a space check, which is based in intelligence. You would have proficiency, Jim, being from space. Again, you're using hyper advanced technologies and arcane magic together. Here's what's going to happen. Each thing requires a check.
Okay.
To get the board ready, to get like the mechanic components ready, to get the magic, energy
So
source
my
ready.
space friend Morph help a little bit.
Unfortunately, Morph is reading the whole time. This is
Morph!
help! The gun's exploding. So here's what I will say.
Check it out the window.
We're gonna start with the base board. That's kind of the easiest one, because again, getting a board ready, breaking down the table, just using a simple hacksaw, like that's kind of the simple stuff for you.
What would you use to break down the table?
I'm sure I have tools.
I mean, you've got between all of you, you have enough tools, and again, just using I know it sounds horrible, oh, don't cut your sword through wood, that dulls it.
The Sword of Zariel is a legendary blade.
Right,
I'm kidding.
can it
I'm
dull?
kidding. I wouldn't use the sword.
I'd
Phil,
like to
maybe.
do that
Phil,
and,
maybe.
See if the sword likes you after that.
Yeah, right.
We could probably use
But
Phil.
between what you guys have, there's enough tools. So,
Wow,
Jim,
I'm really surprised.
go ahead. Let's make the first of these space checks.
I know, it's a very unflattering to look.
Oh yes.
Yeah, maybe a better costume.
Okay. So, intelligence.
Intelligence and your proficiency. I mean, this is it's kind of like with Nautilus checks for sailors, for Jack Sparrow or Barbosa.
Expertise, maybe?
No. Just like a base proficiency, which is still pretty high.
Okay,
She's talking about
23.
Jim?
Slurp?
Let's
you.
takes you only about 40 minutes.
Oh, you just slurped it.
I could not understand my slurp.
All of you see, after about 40 minutes, Jim has carved out, again, legs of the table off, everything. This is now looking about the right size of a board. Again, that kind of 7 foot tall, a good 2.5 feet wide, where enough where you can sit on it. It's a little aerodynamic, not perfect, but exists.
I've flown with worse.
You've flown with worse. So,
In life or death situations.
go ahead. The next step is the mechanics.
Okay. Oh wow, that's a 30.
Nice.
Well done. Yes, your rifle completely dismantling, finding the right pieces. Again, using also leather straps. People have extra things. Strapping down and in, the board's starting to look really good. Again, simple sail that will hold up using, again, some of the leather metal workings of the mechanics. That, again, the important thing is right now things also can be added in, which is kind of what you want. It's looking now a lot like the board after another half hour, right? Where it's been, almost like that hour, 20 minutes, you guys see Jim's got what looks to be like a board, but right now this really only would be like a wakeboard almost. Usable in water, currently no levitation, flying speeds. Here's the probably most hard and, in theory, dangerous check is then applying the magical arcanum into the board.
So an Arcana check.
Yes.
Oh, you got this.
You have good arcana, but it is high, so let's see what happens.
Okay, so with reliable talent, it was literally this close to being a 20. Anyways, with reliable talent, that's a 27.
27 does beat the 26 necessary.
Okay,
Nice.
so I didn't even need to roll.
Oh, right, because you already have that.
Well, you could have gotten an at 20.
I was so close.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It's a 2.
It's
It was
a 2.
literally on the edge of 20, and then it's like, oh no, I'm a 2.
Yeah, I
Jim.
know when that happens.
Starting to hover off the ground. It's a board.
Oh,
You see-
you got your board back.
Everyone but Jim make me a perception check as you're just like, oh, aha!
Single tear.
Like, as again, placing it in, it doesn't explode under your fingers.
I
the magic
immediately
seeps
point my
in.
gun at Thumbelina and go, you don't touch this.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Then don't
Um,
touch me.
Yeah. Because yes, Jim, like your other board too, this thing does have hit points in AC if attacked directly. as well as with wood right now, you must know it's vulnerable to fire.
What could possibly go wrong?
We're in hell. What could go wrong?
You know, a surprising number of these layers of hell had no,
Yeah,
had
no,
no
like
fire.
a lot of fire, honestly.
I got 12.
12,
I'm preoccupied.
11, 18,
18.
18. Cool. No one sees something good.
No one sees something?
No one sees something.
Wait, she hasn't rolled yet.
All right, when Jasmine comes back, she can make a roll. But yes, dude, it's exciting though. To be fair, as again,
What am I rolling for?
Perception.
Perception check.
Something
Everyone
about
but
Jim's
Jim.
board that he just completed making.
Hades is
English
just walking up
is
to us.
supposed to be my first
So,
language.
so the
yet
board
I suck.
disappears. Done. Please, please
Wayne
no.
in panic, still bored.
So I immediately killed him.
I love this song so
It's a
much.
10.
It's
A 10.
song.
Cool.
Well, Hook. He's
Uh,
still around, right?
Yeah, Hook's watching too. And you all see Jim. You step on. It holds your weight. Only goes down like about 2 inches, which is honestly pretty nice. As you step on, you also feel again the arcane magic pushes you forward. Here's what you get to know. This board has a flying speed of currently 45 feet,
Hey,
which is pretty good. Again, most
not as fast as my old one.
yes, not as fast, but again, it's a flying speed. I have it written down on this. I have like a lot of things. Here we go. Where did I put down the board?
We now have two flying
come
vehicles
on,
for the party.
Christopher.
Hey, yeah.
So the AC is much
Well, it
lower.
says
Currently,
we
the
can
AC
fly
is like
so much
16.
ground now.
I
So like
know.
if something's
The AC's higher than
Do
mine.
you remember
Yeah,
when we used to cover so much ground?
I could hide behind the board and do
Thumbelina.
better. But yes, it's something where it's got an AC of 16. You're not entirely sure of hit points, but again, fire's not going to go great on this guy. But it's a board that can fly. And with that quick zip around, and of course you were able to get it done in time as well to not
Probably thanks to the book.
lose out on the long rest. Yes, the book did most of it. Because again, it's looking through and going like, oh right, let me make sure that I undercut or else
Wait, no, this is
aerodynamics
real?
hitting a flat board will just like flip me upwards, right? It's a lot of stuff.
Okay, what is going on in this chat that I'm not a part of?
Wait, it's in the Facebook Messenger.
No, that's
Oh,
Oh,
one's
this is the
wizards.
ones in
Very water.
Wizards, right. Oh yeah, I see that. Ladies and gentlemen, long resting with creepy
don't
revelations
think so.
for some, but also cool revelations for others. You are all ready. Would you like to step through the portal?
I fly
Yes.
through.
I feel like this is a trap.
You fly through? Yeah.
Can I dive in head first?
Dive in head first? Yeah. Basically, all it takes is stumbling again, placing spectacles on the ground, walking back, and it will open the
I
portal.
am going to dispel my tower before we go.
Okay, smart.
Because
Because it would last for a little bit, but you know, just like officially taking it
yeah.
down. Cool. So Jim is correct. Does anyone want to go through it in a cool way? Sorry, before
I swan dive. Just kidding.
Swan dive. Cool.
Can I walk through and immediately make a perception check or an investigation check? Because I don't trust any of these layers at all.
I
That's fair,
completely
that's
trust
fair.
all these
I'll do
layers of hell.
investigation and she can do perception.
Everyone
and
roll me
roll out.
initiative.
Ah!
17.
Ah!
17.
I rolled so bad.
21.
Oh, Jim, you're on your board flying through. Please make this with advantage.
Oh, fetch.
Do I also get
Wait,
advantage? Because I'm
If
also
we're
flying?
flying, do we get
Uh,
advantage?
No, having the items to help you. So yes, board and carpet's gonna help them.
Oh, but
Just like
flying,
natural
flying.
flying, where it's kind of like as if you're walking.
23.
much better.
23, Jim. What'd you get, Jasmine?
24.
24.
My first one was an apple,
Morph?
so I needed that advantage.
8. Krunk, you got that 17. Thumbelina,
17.
17 as
Guys,
well.
I'm rolling
As well as
badly
Mr.
Megan
Incredible,
usually
10.
rolls.
10.
Oof.
Hook doesn't have anything. That's a natural 1 for Hook.
Oh!
He was the
Going
last one
around.
through.
Here's what's going to happen. We're going to go one by one. Jasmine, the second you enter the portal, you feel poof, you are upside down and spinning fast as things are rocking you back and forth. You know this must be magical. This is unlike any time you've ever gone through these portals.
Just so you know, anyone within 30 feet of Kronk has resistance to damage from spells and magic.
Unfortunately, no one's within 30 feet though.
Not yet, but once
Not
Kronk
yes,
is
not
through
yet.
the-
But once you're there, Jasmine, please go ahead. Roll me a D4 if you would be so kind.
Is this while while we're in the portal itself?
That's a 3.
A 3. Interesting. Jasmine, I'm going to give you then, because you and Jim, again, writing on these things, this is kind of part of that continue. You may roll the d4 again, because I just need to grab something. This is like an advantage, so to speak.
2.
2. Jasmine, blue or red?
Blue.
Okay. Now, please make me, unfortunately, this is a disadvantage, a dexterity saving throw.
We're good at those. We're rogues.
Yeah, you two, again, with your stuff, it's you guys are the best to have gotten some of these. For some of you, it might go poorly.
Oh, yes.
16.
16. Jasmine, how many magical items do you have?
Including carpet?
Including carpet.
I think just the 3, because the 2 daggers and carpet.
Carpet, 2 daggers. On a 16... Oh, I'm so sorry. You watch carpet tumbles away from you as you fall off, and as you look down, the daggers have flown away as well.
Oh,
We will get to you in a second. Jim, please roll me a d4 with advantage.
Is it enough of a bastardization of magic and science that it doesn't count as
4?
magical anymore?
So, 4. What was the other one, too?
A 2.
A 2. Yellow or blue?
Yellow.
Okay. Jim, make me the dex save at disadvantage. Crunk and Mr. Incredible, you guys are going to be the only few to have that aura of protection for this save. Just because, again, you have that natural protection.
A 21.
21 is pretty good. All right, Jim, how many magical items do you have? Your board does count as magical.
Yeah, my board, the Sword of Zariel, my rapier, and I believe that's it.
Wait, does it
Holding
count
as
if
a
it's in the
whole?
bag
Bag
of
of
holding?
holding.
The bag of holding counts as a whole.
Oh.
Okay.
So not the stuff inside it?
So the
Well,
stuff inside, it's inside a bag of holding. So the
The
bag of
sword
holding
is in a
itself are,
scabbard.
yes. So the sword's in a scabbard, so that counts as 1. The bag of holding counts as 2, but anything inside the bag of holding
It's
doesn't
within,
count.
Okay.
So sword, bag of holding, and board,
Okay.
and your rapier.
Yes.
So 4. On a 21, which one do you grab?
The Sword of Zariel.
Sword of Zariel. That's okay.
It's like
Yeah.
a thing. Like it's not
that's
just a
insane.
magic item.
Use, again, you
Yeah.
grab the sword. Chaos, confusion, immediately these emotions
Like
wash
when
over
you
you.
abandon
Ooh.
a sword that has a
Yeah.
consciousness.
That
Sorry.
was on
Yeah,
accident.
I know,
We're
I
not going to
know,
hold
I
it
know.
against him. Jim, as you boom, see the board tumble off into
Okay, in all
the
honesty,
distance.
though,
Yeah.
So I'm here for a
really
weird
dark
question.
if you haven't.
Thumbelina,
Throw them in there.
please
forget
roll
about
me a
them.
d4.
Do I count as a magical object?
That's what I'm wondering
Your personality is very magical.
You're very
but not-
magical.
Hey, can I ask a question?
I mean,
what was
this is
giving
not
us the
human.
disadvantage on the dex saves?
You
Okay,
don't know.
okay.
That,
I just
so,
wanted to make
I
sure you
wish I
weren't
could tell
trying
you
to
right
give me, like,
now.
a surprise thing or
No,
something,
it's not.
you know?
Oh yeah, it's not a surprise. That's actually good to know. It's just something is happening inside.
Alright, also where I get 2 turns in the first round of any combat.
That's not going to help you
Okay.
here.
I forgot.
The initiative here isn't total battle yet. It's just helping decide stuff.
4.
4. Interesting. Okay. Thumbelina, how many magical items do you have on you?
Okay, so I have the belt of giant strength.
Yes.
I have my bag of holding,
Yes.
which has everything else in it,
Yeah.
and then my fairy sword.
Your fairy sword. Please make me a dex at disadvantage.
Morph, you aren't going to be affected by this at all because all of your stuff is inside you.
As you see,
But then there's also me.
the bag, your
But you
sword,
can't be
and
separated
belt
from yourself.
fly off.
But I have before.
Crump.
So I don't know.
Morph, where
Would
is
you
your
please
soul?
roll me a
Oh
d4?
no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
We'll get there, Morph.
I
don't
made the
worry.
wrong choice.
That's
It's
4.
fine. I do not blame you.
A 4?
at all.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Okay. Kronk, go ahead
Oh,
now. And please make me a dex save at disadvantage, but you have
It's
your
okay.
aura of
It's okay.
protection.
Thank you for saving Zariel's sword. It's a person too.
swords are
Did you
people
say
too.
dex save a
Some,
disadvantage?
yeah.
Dex save a disadvantage, but you get to add in your stuff.
She can't roll lower than that.
Yeah, I rolled a 1.
And then, so,
With a plus
So your dex
7.
saving plus your
yeah, plus 7. So,
So
she,
8?
8.
Yeah.
Kronk, I think the only magical items you currently have are your hammer.
Yeah, I think that's it.
The hammer
Hey,
flies
don't-
off.
those spinach puffs are pretty magical.
Oh yeah, I keep meaning to ask why did we just have
Each
that
spinach
as
puff.
five spinach?
Boom, 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 boom. Kronk,
Don't
the hammer
worry
you
about
can
it.
care
Where's
less,
all the
but you
spinach
see
coming
them
from?
in that
Don't worry
very
about it.
like
That's the thing.
cinematic where they kind of like
She's
pop
from
out of
the
a ziploc
Emperor's New Groove
like in
movie.
zero gravity and
So
just kind of
many
float
things.
away.
This doesn't make any
Trying to
sense.
grab,
but we're
they
gonna
are
do it
gone.
anyway.
No, August says he has the whole thing and he just refused to tell me unless I asked it in session.
We're gonna get to stuff.
So I need to ask
Mr. Incredible. Go ahead and roll me a d4.
A D4. 4.
Okay, a lot of 4s.
I really don't like this.
Mr. Incredible, make me a dex save with disadvantage, but you also have that aura of protection going on.
Oof. Ten. Do I get hers as well or no?
Did not need that.
Okay, 10.
Mr. Incredible, how many magic items do you have?
Your suit would be considered a
my
magical
suit.
Your
item.
suit is 1.
Please don't
My
make him
dark
take it.
vision glasses, like
That's
my
2.
mask.
Okay.
I have the bag of holding.
3.
Would your mask be in your bag of holding or are you wearing it?
No,
I think
do
you
wear it.
usually, unless
Yeah.
you tell me otherwise, it's usually
Yeah.
on you, yeah.
I think the gaze green coin is in the bag of holding. Like
Makes
most of my
sense.
stuff is in
Oh,
the
but
bag
Phil?
of holding.
Phil.
Yeah. Phil.
4.
The shield.
The shield is technically magical.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Is the shield part of your suit though?
With
No.
No.
I picked it up in the Cave of Wonders.
Oh, right.
usually, it's either like in a bag of holding or bringing out in battle.
Yeah.
Mr. Incredible, you have 5 items and got a 10.
Yeah.
You watch as the shield Phil, oh great heavens! As he suddenly flies away, you look down. You're in shorts.
Oh yeah.
At least there were shorts.
I know. I'm so worried.
You're in
They're
shorts,
compression
my guy.
shorts.
The compression shorts. As your suit is gone.
Your suit just disappeared.
What is your AC now?
Wait, but he's got the eye. Would that affect it at all? No.
This
Don't look
is
hideous.
I was gonna say Mr. Crow's right.
You were
Oh,
petting your suit.
you gotta take it to the
Oh, you're
bathroom.
Mr. Incredible, as you feel
It's
this happen,
bulletproof armor. It's not
Morph.
padding. It's
I do have a quick
Kevlar.
question. A thought that I was having as we were discussing going into the portal is, if we are both creatures of magic, are changelings and fairies closely related?
possibly.
Okay, go. We're cousins.
Are we the only
We're like third
Hey,
cousins.
Morph, go ahead and roll me a d4.
Ah!
Yeah.
Except for, you know,
4.
Raja, but he's long gone.
Real quick,
Roger.
cool. Interesting.
So many 4s.
I am really confused what's gonna happen to me, actually.
Here's what's gonna happen.
Because you have no magical items, right? That are out.
In me? Yes.
Morph,
Huh?
what magical items do you possess?
My spellcasting focus
Mm-hmm.
and the diamond I have from the Christmas one shot. And I believe that's everything. Let me do a quick check just to make sure.
Don't you still have some dragon milk?
No!
Does that count?
I have 2 vials left.
Yes, you do.
You
Would you start spitting
evil,
everything out?
evil person.
But I
Morph?
like my
I
dragon's milk.
know you do. I hate it.
You
Morph,
evil
please,
DM.
make
Worst-
me dex save at disadvantage.
Worst
you have,
DM ever.
Oh, I know what's happening.
Okay, you'll
I'm
say
gonna
it.
text you.
Yeah.
I threw a 17 and a 19, and I have a +3, so that's a dirty 20.
A dirty 20. Morph. Gem, focus, or milk.
Can I grab the focus?
You're probably gonna want that focus.
I need the focus.
The focus, because then a lot becomes
I'm so dumb. 'cause
Morph,
I know
and
so
here's what you
much.
realize as you spin through, as things start like ripping out of you.
Oh, that's awful.
Morph, you may not be a total extra dimensional space.
So I could survive a bag of holding. In
Morph,
theory.
that one clarity thought, hey, wait. Slow motion. As like a dragon milk vial spins off into the darkness.
Oh my gosh. It's even still magically fresh. Come on,
I know.
We should have just given everything to the rose.
Ladies and
My
gentlemen.
strength was cut by more than half. It's back to 6! And it was at 18!
I'm stronger than you.
Your strength was divided by 3 there.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm stronger than
I'm
Thumbelina.
stronger again.
I have a strength of 7.
I got a 12. I'm beefy.
All right.
Meanwhile, Kronk is over here,
I mean,
just like
like,
So
doing
here's what's gonna
push-ups
happen.
with Galder's
You
power.
two got to choose because of that advantage, because you were on flying things at least for a moment.
And I got to choose.
All
because
of
I
you
rolled high enough.
watch. The choosing. Sorry, some of those choosing with like grabbing stuff is based off of the decks.
Okay, cool.
So
Some of the initial like advantage for you guys on the force is giving you choices.
so we got to
between
choose what color we went to.
what color or the colors
We
may
got split
coordinate to
up.
things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will tell you all this.
I was hoping
Even though a
something
lot of
different
people
would
got
happen to me.
4s, it does not mean everyone's going to what you would consider a 4.
Oh, that's.
Simply,
that's.
as all of you realize, you are spinning and spinning and
August.
spinning. Cloud and lightning swirl around you. You feel your bodies hurling and twisting, more things popping out of you every which way. Seeing items fly into the distance. As you all feel this horrifying
Wait, compass? Do we still have the compass?
It's gone.
compass is gone.
No,
Yeah, that's a
dang
magical
it!
item.
Because I was hoping if you had the compass, we could
Thank
like,
you
I
for
don't know
reminding
other
me, yes,
magic
that-
items.
I
But
know
yes,
I rematch.
Grabbing the sword of Zariel,
Dang it.
you got that
That's
same with
those
the
were the
arcane
only things I
focus.
remembered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really feels it.
August. Once we get down, I will demand an arm wrestling rematch with Thumbelina.
As
Probably hit him in
landing,
the face, and he'll barely feel it.
you all
You'll deal negative
feel-
damage because it's based off your strength
Yep.
and you have a negative
Boom!
modifier. You would heal
Does
him by
anybody heal
punching,
him?
all of you
What, really?
feel your bodies
but it would you
hit
wouldn't deal any
something
feel any damage.
hard. I now have to make sure
But the
because
bodies
it's going
hit the
from
floor.
Okay, seriously, what is it in Mr. Incredible's AC without his suit
We'll get to that in a second.
and his shield? Oh my gosh, dude.
Wait,
Here we
is
go.
my suit considered
Babe,
magical?
question.
You just don't
No,
have a
I didn't
hammer.
put anything magical.
No, it's not.
The new poison that I got from Merlin, did that count as magical?
Yeah,
Just saying,
and like
you look
your
so
fist
cool.
is a weapon.
You're-
with spikes.
oh,
Did I
Yes.
you? Okay.
because that is
You know,
technically magical, which
Lauren's
gets you how
perception of human beauty is very skewed at
Morph.
this point.
Everyone feels it goes dark. Blinking, we're going to start with Kronk. Kronk, looking around you, the first thing you notice is purple.
Oh, I don't have good memories of this color.
As
PTSD.
looking down, the flowers are purple, the trees are purple, the grass is purple.
Lilacs.
You hear, well, hello there!
Welcome to the Himalayas.
As a little man in a purple overalls and a purple hay straw puts out his mouth. You good?
I'm
Are we in
a little
Oz?
busy, but,
That's what I'm wondering, but it's
otherwise
Oz,
okay. Sorry, who are you? This is not
Oh, well, you can call me Farmer Fred.
Oh wait, no.
Farmer Fred. Nice to meet you. I'm Kronk.
Oh, well, that's an interesting name. Where do you hail from?
Oh, I hail from long, long ways
What
away.
song is this?
Sorry, out of character. Is it China? Is that technically
This
where he
isn't-
comes from?
Yeah, technically China.
Okay.
Like, that's where you lived the longest.
Okay,
Yeah.
thanks. Sorry, I just wanted to double check. Yeah, China
Right.
area.
China?
Yeah.
Is that north or south of the Emerald City?
Oh, fetch. We're in Oz.
Yeah.
That's a good question. Where's the Emerald City?
Where's the Emerald? Are you from here?
No.
We went
Well,
through a
we should
tornado.
go take you to Tatty Poo the Good Witch. She might know how to help you.
Okay. Yeah, that'd be great. Sorry, I'm looking for some of my friends. They might be showing up in a bit here. I kind of want to wait for them.
Oh, are you a witch?
No.
Oh, interesting. Well, we'll get you help sort out. Let's find one of the witches.
Okay. Can they help me find my friends?
Oh,
Sorry.
they can do much.
Okay.
With that, we are going to cut.
Disney?
Seven
wouldn't be
Roses
surprised.
That's
helped
cool.
to inspire the 1939
The good thing is, I haven't
Hearts
seen
of
the
Wizard of Oz is in fact Disney.
Wow.
The original Wizard of Oz is Warner Brothers, but Disney has been in the public domain long enough that it has been incorporating Disney multiple times.
Wow.
Jasmine,
Uh-huh.
you look up. Everything is blue. Actually, it's more like a blue. It's your color.
It's
You
my
feel
That's
it.
why I picked it.
Yep.
You've got that. As
She's
you sit up,
blue.
you realize you are in a blue cornfield. Blue ears on the cob, blue stalks, but rocketing down, a pink blur burrows into the dirt next to you. Morph, your arcane focus, that little pirate hat half skewed in your mouth.
You good, buddy?
Soup in your hands, really.
Wait, what gender is
Oh,
Morph?
I'm a
Yeah,
girl.
she-
Technically a girl. Morph's
Okay.
figured out that
Or I
she
used to be a girl.
before becoming more non-binary in that
Whatever it is now.
morphage sense.
I identify as a girl.
Morph, you blue.
We're glad
Can I
Morph didn't
just
go to the pink area. She blended
try?
too well.
Yeah,
I
I'll
just-
like put her on my shoulder.
Can I try and morph into an armband on her like I did before?
Oh yeah, that works.
Because I feel like then she doesn't have to worry about me, and plus, I have no idea where we are. I have no idea if it's good for people to see me as a blob.
That's completely fair.
Interesting.
So can I morph into an armband?
Yes, you can.
Oh, good. I was so worried I would have failed the shapeshift.
Can I? Yes.
Thank you.
No, it's may I.
And
No, I was asking if I could.
with that, we are now going to go. There, this is wild. Thumbelina.
Glad I wound up with you.
Red everywhere. Thumbelina, you look up and realize
There are
that
imps everywhere.
this seems to be a city your size.
Oh.
Kind of throws you for a second, because something like, oh, where am I? Oh, was that Doors Walls? Looking around a beautiful porcelain-esque city that is all your size.
Ooh, this is fun.
Either
Can
you
I roll?
you grew, or everything else shrunk.
Well, I'm assuming everything is
Huh,
small.
hopefully everything was smaller.
You got bigger, but you got
um,
weaker.
Sorry, you finished what you were gonna tell me. I have an idea.
No, yeah, what do you want to do?
Well, I'm really sad that I lost all my stuff. Like,
Roll a strength check to see if you can lift yourself off the ground.
I'm not that small. I was this week when we first started.
No, Thumbelina, it's more of that just like general like, oh, right, using a lot more of my normal muscle instead of my magical muscle.
Magical muscle. Can I roll an investigation to see if I see anything that either came from myself or my party?
Yes, you can.
I wouldn't be able to carry it, but I can at least know where they are.
You can at least know.
Oh, it's gonna be terrible.
So far,
That's
everyone-
investigation,
so-
right? It's like a
Yes,
14.
Jasmine and Morph are together. Kronk's alone.
You see,
Thumbelina.
looking around,
So far.
you can like fly. You realize your wings are still working. Looking around, you're not seeing anyone from the party, or like items or anything really. It seems very all new and strange, but over in some distance, you think you see a person on what looks to be a swing set.
Oh, not creepy at all.
I know.
Horror movie vibes. It's
I'm
okay.
thinking of what I'm thinking of is like the wonderful the new Oz movie where they're all porcelain dolls. That's what I'm thinking
Oh,
of.
this
I
is a
haven't
horror
seen
movie.
that.
I have no idea what you're talking
I've-
about.
Seen that.
It's what is
Oz
it
Great
called?
and Powerful?
Oz Great and
Wow.
Powerful, yeah. It was a good movie, but there's like a whole porcelain city.
There's a whole person set, yeah.
That's exactly where you're at then.
This is all L. Frank
Jeez.
Baum canon.
Okay.
That's cool.
So I'm going to. I want to observe this person before I go up and approach them.
Yeah.
Staring at the
So,
children on the swing set. Not creepy at all.
I'm gonna find the house that's closest to where that swing set is, and I'm gonna hide behind the house and just peek at them.
A stealth check, yeah.
Yeah. 14.
14, yeah. You see, it looks to be like a small girl, kind of like your size, swinging on a swing set. And you hear... very like tea kettle-esque coming out as just swinging back and forth.
Can I roll an insight to see if she appears human? Because this is a porcelain
Oh,
city.
very much so. She's made of porcelain.
Okay.
Small little like bob cut. Looks like one of those China dolls that you can find. They're crafted, but seems fully autonomous in like joints as she's just swinging back and forth.
Okay. Okay, I'm going to approach her, and I'm going to put like the most mystical fairy look to myself as I can, all disheveled, but like, oh my sweet dear, I am your fairy godmother. Could you? But I got lost along the way, and I'm not quite sure where I am. I know I'm your fairy godmother, but could you let me know where we are?
Give me a deception check.
Is this what you did to
Is
Cinderella?
she not everybody's fairy godmother?
You know the point is very ambiguous. Obviously. No one's the jury's still out.
That was way too
What
good of
was
a
it?
roll.
Deception.
18 plus 7.
25. You see this
This
go.
poor little girl.
Oh, you're my fairy godmother.
Hey.
What's a fairy godmother?
Do you see my beautiful wings?
Yes, I do.
They help me fly. That means I'm a fairy.
Oh, what part of Oz are you from?
Are we in Oz?
Yes.
I came from a tornado. I think it might have been a storm. It flew me.
Oh,
over
a storm.
here.
Are you a witch? Are you a bad witch or a good
No,
witch?
I'm a very, very good fairy.
Oh, fairies. I don't know what a fairy is.
I can do some magic, and I'm gonna do like minor illusion of her.
You are a witch. You have magic. You see, she just swing back for smiling.
I'm looking for. I had some friends who I was supposed to help, and I can't seem to find them. Could you help me know where I'm supposed to go?
Yes, I can take you to Glinda. She's the good witch of the South. She'll know where your friends are.
Okay, can you take me to her?
Of
Please?
course. You see, she... As she starts walking down the porcelain road, which makes that weird little clingy sound. As she walks... Yeah. She's my porcelain. What do you want from her?
Oh no, it's fine. It's
Um,
like dolls?
Dolls?
Animated dolls?
That's what they are.
You know, I
in
never
the-
thought
Or
about
the
Oz
world
is
is
hell,
living
but
Oz is hell. Oz is hell.
Man,
I
what
mean,
did Dorothy do to
the
get
next
sent
level-
here?
Jim
The next level will be that it's a small
Hawkins.
after all.
oh yeah.
So
Ride.
Actually, just
I go through the full ringer of emotions of going, okay, where am I? I have the sword. My bag. The compass. Oh crap! The compass is gone.
You see the sword.
Oh,
panic,
no.
panic, 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 panic.
No, this is way worse. Where's my bag?
The sword. Panic, 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 panic. Questioning panic. Hard panic. Angry panic. Panic, panic.
It was you
Panic.
or everything else.
Panic. As this is like it, the sword isn't helping right now. The overall stress, as you're like, okay, now I'm feeling even more anxious.
I need my bag. Now.
Panic, panic, agreeable panic.
I agree. Mutual panic.
Jim,
Mutual panic.
you hear,
Drop your weapon.
Oh no!
looking up. Everything seems very yellow, very very like sepia toned yellow.
I have no idea what that word means.
Think old photograph.
Old
Okay.
photograph. It's
Okay,
yellow,
cool.
and yet it feels older. As you see surrounding you, clad in leather mismatched armor, each holding weapons of sword and spear, you are surrounded by a ring of flying monkeys.
Yes! Someone had to beat the flying monkeys.
You see, as you drop your weapon, state your name. As this full monkey, speaking in complete common, wings kind of flap. You actually see each of the monkey's wings are slightly different. This monkey's wings like a little raven-esque. One of them's almost like a pigeon, that kind of like whitish gray. But you see all of them are just in states of like surrounding you. Each has a weapon pointed at you.
I will not immediately drop the weapon, but I will look. Oh, which one looks in charge?
You see, there's one that has kind of like an old, like, chin strap looking like pith helmet. That just, this is the one that's talking.
I just turn to him and go, where am I?
You're in the land of Oz in the Winky Country. State your name and drop your weapon.
Can I do a Arcana check to see if I know anything about this place?
Yeah, you could. Just like an Arcana, like, oh, have I heard of this? How do I know this? It's, is it history, though? No, I'll say Arcana, because you're trying to glean more of the magic of it.
Wow, 31.
31.
That's
Jim, here's what you know.
ridiculous.
This is insanely magical. You feel kind of like Desanya, that like, ooh, I feel the magic here. Like, everything feels pretty pumped. Yet, you've never heard of Oz. That's more that history side of like,
Okay.
I've never heard of an Oz or a Winky Country, but obviously if this is a layer of hell, maybe they've just like named different parts. You do see two of the monkeys step forward. One brings out just like metal handcuffs. Just drop your weapon and we'll be escorting you.
What's around me aside from these monkeys?
Right now, not a lot. It seems to be like more that like drier, grassy area, more like a field land. Off in the distance, you're seeing like what seems to be like maybe some mountains or hills that rise up. But that's about it currently. It's a pretty open field.
Okay. Okay. I will turn to the monkey. I assume it's a monkey.
Yes.
I go, what is your name?
Ah. My name is...
That was funny, August. That was
That was actually
Okay.
really cool.
I know.
You may call me Chimp.
Chip. Wait, Jip or Chip?
Chimp.
Wait, he's a monkey who goes by Chimp?
Chip.
Chimp.
My name is Jim.
Chimp.
I will go with you, but I will not drop my weapon because I do not know you.
A couple of the monkeys start chittering. You should just...
Good at that sound.
We will hold weapon. Keep it close by.
It is at that point that I cast slow.
Interesting.
Wait. You and a...
One of the monkeys becomes attuned to the sword.
The monkey... the wings grow. Yeah, that'd be wild.
Wait. I need to look something up first.
Yeah.
I need to look something up first. I need to get the fetch out of here. I need to make sure I do this in a way that doesn't disadvantage me.
Yeah, it's that like, how do I do this?
Okay, what am I specifically?
I'm so sorry. I should have
Okay, actually, no.
No.
I'm trying to move and everything was
Okay. I forgot about that.
Oh no.
2-year-old. And he's like, so big. And Hannah's like, you are so big. And I'm like, no, you're so big. That's what he's saying. And then the mom is like,
I'm
so
sorry. It's right at eye level. Your stomach is right at eye level.
Is there anything I can help you with, Braxton?
I'm just trying to figure out if I can get out of this. So give me 1 second. I have to look at spells.
You're good, yeah.
I'll blame the kid.
Let me make sure I put in.
Was it last
We're
Friday?
taking it out.
Not this last Friday, but after, before.
Actually, no.
Look like you're about to pop it. Like you're about to drop
I
it right
cast
here.
haste on myself, and I
I
disengage
fully
and
aware
run.
of that.
Ooh.
You don't need to say
Here's what's gonna happen. You cast haste, just checking something.
ready for
Yes, because that is a verbal somatic material. As you go to cast haste, one of the monkeys grabs dust outside, throws it at you, counterspells it.
Oh, this does.
Then I just run. I
Oh.
disengage.
Yes, you can disengage. Roll me initiative.
Oh.
Oh, this is fun. I'm excited that you are the one here. Ooh.
That's 17.
Oh my gosh. 17 synthetically.
Yes.
The monkeys got a synth 19. They
Bitch!
also rolled 17. That's why I'm like, oh, did you get a higher dex? Jim, the monkeys surround you. I'm going to need. You see, they're not attacking. Actually, this is important. They're not like using weapons. While they did,
I'm
like,
not attacking them either.
exactly, the monkeys are going to they're just starting to pile on you. Please make me an opposed strength check.
Could I do acrobatics to try to worm my way out? Could I like?
Not yet, because this is like a grapple they're doing on you. Basically, just like
So just strength.
monkey pile on you.
Crap.
Interesting.
That's a 3.
An 8 beats a 3.
Dang it!
4 different monkeys grab like your arms and legs, hold you down, Jim. Go ahead. Now you can make me an acrobatics to slip out. This will be opposed with their
Okay,
strength.
31.
31. You slip out completely. That beats their 22. One of the monkeys then is going to grab some dust for their reaction.
Avoid the dust. Avoid the dust.
I'm just gonna do it electronically. I don't have enough dice for this.
What? Is there a save of any kind?
This is just how much HP do you have, Jim?
Okay, so he's trying to do sleep.
Yep.
Yeah.
132.
Yes. Okay, that is the same as me. Jim, the last thing you see as this monkey and a couple monkeys as you're like slipping out, it's kind of cool. You're like backflipping out. They're grabbing you, but you're like breaking hold. As it's happening, a couple of them grab dust into your face, and you lose consciousness. We'll get to you in a second. That's interesting. Sorry, you did make them use a lot of stuff that I wasn't counting on.
Because in order to get that many, you have to get a whole bunch of. They have to use.
There was like a good 7 or 8. They used some stuff.
Yeah.
Mr. Incredible. You find yourself looking up. Everything is green.
I found myself looking up. I look down, and then I look up and see if anyone's
You see,
around.
woo! As a couple women are looking at you, a couple men. Oh my! Men and
I
women
need some
in.
help.
You see, they're all like shielding their eyes as you look up.
They're
You're in
very
a street.
old-fashioned.
Is there anything nearby, like newspaper, anything?
There's a trash can lid.
I need a trash can. Sir, I need some help.
Constable! You see that one dude runs up. Most people are kind of gawky. It's that.
Progressive Republican decency.
Like it's a whole thing. As you're sitting here, after a moment, Mr. Incredible again, kind of like most of you feel like you may have like been there maybe half a moment before you actually kind of like blinked into that consciousness.
Funny.
As you see coming down the street are 2 gentlemen wearing giant green hats with a little chin strap. What look to be like little speary things. What's all this then?
I need some help.
Oh my! Oh sir! Oh! You see one of them takes off like a guard cloak, kind of
Thank
wraps it
you.
around your waist,
Thank you.
ties it. The other one takes like his cloak, puts it around your shoulders. Very small. These will not fit, but they're enough to like tie and kind of do. You see, there's, sir, can we help you?
Was there a storm here?
Storm? No, it's always a wonderful day here in the Emerald City.
Oh,
Of course,
yes,
you got the
of
Emerald
course,
City.
Of course.
Fetcher.
You got the Emerald City. That's what I found hilarious.
I don't know what happened. I just woke up here.
You woke up here?
Yes. I need some clothes, though. I had a pair. When I went to sleep, I was clothed.
Oh, well, that's very good to hear. I hope people are clothed when sleeping and when awake.
Yes. Yeah, I'd love to find that, like, that set of clothing.
Well, I mean, if there's anything we can do for you, we should take you to the wizard. He can help random naked people in the street.
That would be fantastic, thank you.
Come along.
How often does this happen?
Well, honestly, not very often. But you don't seem to be from around here, so are we right in assuming so? You see, one of the constables is talking to you, the other one's like, no, nothing to see here, move along. As they kind of like...
I'll flex my pecs as I walk, because they only covered up...
Man in room as all these people are watching you. This is the best. This could have worked out better.
This is like... yeah.
Imagine
are-
if you had fallen into the little porcelain city, crushed all the houses.
That's actually what I was really worried about. I'm like, Mr. Incredible.
I was expecting that, actually.
This
You
worked
said
out
this is a city your
decently
size,
well.
and
I
it
like
just-
how this kind of works. Mr. Incredible, you are going through everything beautiful, shimmering, not just green, but emerald and glass and crystal. As everything moves down, shines in around you, You are escorted to a grand castle, large arches spiraling in every which way. As you just, yes, of course, the wizard always knows what to do. He's the wizard after all.
Yeah.
I think he's more of an artificer, if you ask
on our
me.
way there, is there like some sort of like city lost and found?
City.
Lost and what?
Never mind. Let's go see the wizard.
Let's see the wizard! They escort you in through the gates. As you see, there's like people in the gates too who kind of, like everyone's kind of gawking and gaggling as they see this random dude wearing guard cloaks and probably nothing else except for like a pair of shorts escorted in.
At least you're wearing shorts.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like enough. Well, like any super, you're not just gonna go commando. There's like enough.
There's chafing.
Yes, thank you.
You gotta have something there,
yeah,
otherwise
right.
the sweat gets out of hand.
Exactly. Mr. Grow, as you're brought in, you come up to a receptionist after a couple minutes. You see this
Don't flirt with
small
her.
man, kind of like
Oh, him.
greenish, like
That's your
braid
fault.
hair coming out, just like looks up. Oh, hey, excuse me, what's going on?
Gyms.
Yeah, this is an urgent matter.
He's here to see the wizard. He was naked in the street and not from around here. You see this guy. Oh my. Yes, of course. Let me go talk to the wizard. Get you an audience. You see this dude very flustered, stands up, rushes out of the room. And after a couple of minutes, you see come back. Yes, the wizard will see you, Mr. Half-Naked Man, sir. Please. You
He's
see.
looking away.
He is going to write a note. You see there's this little green pigeon in a cage that he comes over, ties a scroll over, and after a moment... Oh, that worked out perfectly.
Nice.
I hoped it would work that way.
Awesome.
Nick, you, as Mr. Incredible, see people run in, slip pants, and it, like shirt over you, very baggy. And you are escorted to a
Surprised they had
grand
anything in
door.
your size.
Yeah.
Especially to get over your ego.
Nice.
It's kind of a low blow for the naked man.
Walking in,
He's enjoying this more than anything.
there is
Okay,
a
that's kind of fair.
grand bridge leading over what seems to be like a dark, empty chasm below you.
Okay.
The door closes behind you. You see at the other end of this kind of arch bridge is another door. Would you like to keep walking?
Yeah.
You walk all the way over, kind of looking down. Again, it doesn't seem like there's a bottom, but maybe it's illusion, or maybe it's real, right? You never know in hell. But as you enter, before you reach the other set of doors, boom, boom, they open. In this room, you see a short little, like, catwalkish ring rimming the room with a small divot outwards for almost like a viewing platform that you walk in. It's about 10 feet out. In the center of this room, again, what seems to be like maybe like a pit or bottomless pit. In the middle, though, rising out on a column, is a grand throne. You see a magnificent, blazing head of fire. Eyes crackling green flame and energy as the head turns towards you. I am Oz, great and terrible. Who are you, and why are you here?
So I'm torn. Do I introduce myself as Bob because I'm not wearing the suit? Or do I introduce myself as Mr. Incredible? I don't think it really matters because these people don't know anything else. Yeah, I'm Bob Parr.
Bob Parr, why were you naked in the Emerald City?
That is a great question. I'm not sure how often you hear this, but the clothes were ripped off of me.
Where are you from?
He's not lying.
I'm from Desanya.
He's choosing his words intentionally
You see-
like that.
Desanya. You mean to say you are not from Oz?
That would be correct. But I need help finding my friends and then we will be out of your hair.
Do not speak when I shall speak. I am the wizard. You wish to find your friends, but how do we know you were not sent by the wicked witches?
Do the wicked witches often come nude?
The flame lights up.
No, they do not.
The wording there.
Pay no
though.
attention to the man behind the curtain, laughing his head
You
off.
see,
You have come with strangers. You seek my help in finding your friends and returning home. What will you give the wizard in return?
Knowledge.
I am Oz, great and powerful. I see all. I know all.
Can I make a, I don't know what you can call it, persuasion check? To see if
Yeah.
you could show me where my clothes are then?
yeah, like
That's 10.
what would you say?
It seems like my problem could be a very easy fix for you then. Could you just show me where my clothes are?
I will show what Oz determines to show.
Oh my gosh.
What would you like to show me?
I will show you what you can do for Oz.
That would be splendid.
And is he talking about himself or the
Mr.
land?
Incredible, go ahead and give me a perception check now real quick, as you're about to see some stuff. About to see some weird stuff, really.
17.
17. That's pretty good. Emerging from the flame, spitting out in front of you and stopping, a roaring curtain of fire appears. You see a woman, green skin, black hat, riding a broomstick.
Singing
Cackling.
Defying
There's no
Gravity.
sound, but you see cackling, flying monkeys flat behind her, each with weapons of mismatched proportion.
The Wicked Witch has often plagued the citizens of Oz. Do this, and Oz shall grant a request.
Wait, do what? That wasn't very clear. There was no action involved. You
Would you like me to end her?
Enter!
Okay, I can do that.
With your clothes.
On a 17, you see the fire kind of like recedes, and you hear that little hiss as it goes. And on a 17, for half a moment, the fire like kind of flickers a little bit as it goes out.
Can I go look at it?
Do not look for the flame of Oz!
Well, I didn't say that, but could I just walk up and go look at it?
Yeah, I know. You go down and look. You
Do not look for the flame of
Where does the
Oz!
voice come from?
the voice is coming. Give me a perception check.
Okay.
Because he's probably seen a few magic tricks.
Perception, you
You've
said?
seen real magic.
17.
Oh, I know.
Again.
17. When you walk closer, you're like looking down. The sound isn't like totally coming from the head, but you're not sure where.
Can I ask for one more thing, Oz?
You can ask only one thing of Oz!
Deal. Okay.
Wait! Wait! You cannot trick Oz the Great and Powerful! That is not how I work!
As he's saying that, I want to listen for where it's coming
Make
from.
it with advantage, because you just totally got me. Damn! That's one thing. Cool, alright, only one thing. Yeah, that's with advantage. Well done.
Okay, so that's going to be...
Gosh,
is
dang
it perception or investigation?
It's a... Well, I'd actually say either at this point, because now you're trying to look for a voice.
19.
How do you look for a voice?
Look for a voice, listen for a voice.
I-
You look
I-
for a voice, you listen for an
color?
object. You, though, hear... The voice almost seems to come from behind the head.
Okay, I want to go up, and I just want to be like.
Because there's a platform, the catwalk rings around, but there's no immediate way to the center right now.
See, this works because he's seen way worse, and is just not impressed by this flaming head.
Honestly,
I'll be like, dude, I had a show. No, I'm just kidding.
You could.
I could be like,
Well, you're dancing hyenas.
I know special effects,
Special what? I am Oz!
He sounds
and
so
your
worried.
secret is safe with me.
What secret? I am all powerful!
But I would really appreciate it if you could help me find my suit before I go.
Give me a persuasion check.
He's also like the one person
He
who
rolls
can get
high,
away with
and
that.
the
That's
wizard
not
just
completely
opens his
metagaming.
head. Look, dude, I have
Okay.
a.
If that's combat, that's a crit. It's
Uh,
22.
22. Yeah, technically not a comment because you're just trying to get. You hear,
I.
I just want my clothes, and then I'll go do your stuff.
the fire recedes from the head. You see behind the throne.
Yeah.
A door swings open.
Yeah. Your secret's safe with me.
You
I
see
just kind of want my clothes back.
coming out a
This is fantastic.
rather small, unassuming 5-foot man.
He's tiny!
Gray
That's
hair.
impressive.
Gray hair. That's impressive. Gray hair,
Like,
little
he's
green
really
spectacles, half moon on his nose. You see, fucking up. I'm sorry. I wasn't expecting. You're not from here.
Yeah, no. But I do know special effects. I know that a lot hinges on this for you.
Yeah.
It's safe with me.
Thank you for noticing. It's.
I mean, I'm impressed.
But
This whole
listen,
shindig you got going on in here, that's pretty cool.
It's for the Aussians. They're so sweet and
And I
very
imagine
simple.
they
and
need something like this.
I help them, but it's. You're not from Oz. Desanya, you say?
Yes.
Oh, that's interesting. I've never heard of this place, but welcome from Desanya, Bob.
So, I have this, like, shiny onesie that I wear. I was wondering if you could help me find it.
Showmanship, yes.
Yeah.
I haven't heard of a onesie,
It's, you know, a
Leotard.
one-piece suit leotard.
like a suit. Oh, okay.
It's
Listen, let me explain. I can't do much. I'm just a simple old man.
I know you can't do much yourself, but you could have the entire population scour the earth for this suit.
I feel that might be a little mean of my people to force them. Listen, I can do this. I wasn't lying. The Wicked Witch of the West, she has taken to attacking, I believe she might
It's easier.
assume I'm not all powerful Oz, merely Oz.
That's pretty powerful.
But I've heard she has things to look for things. She has a monkey. If you want your onesie, leotard, either she might have it or she might know. But I must warn you, she's very, very difficult. She's done horrible things across the lands of Oz, and well, it would be very helpful if you. I would be so
told you
appreciative.
I told you I would do it. I'm gonna hold up my end of
Thank
the
you.
bargain.
Oh, thank you. You see, he comes over, gives you that frail little shake of the hand. Thank you, sir. Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Listen, well then, please, dead west, follow the yellow brick road. You can't miss it. Eventually you'll see a castle, but however you can help would be much appreciative.
Sounds like a plan.
Oh, thank you, Bob. You wouldn't mind
You know, he's so cute,
cowering
I
a
swear he's
little
gonna be as
when you
melodious in
leave?
disguise.
Oh no, I could definitely do that.
Oh,
Trust
thank you for cowering. I should go back to my room. Just in case, we have the double
me.
doors.
Have fun. If you ever need someone to talk to, I know show.
No, yes, please come back. Talk
this
to my
kind of lifestyle can
secretary.
get lonely, so let me know.
Oh, thank you.
And I'll leave.
Thank you. He goes back to his little room. You walk out. With this, we're going to cut to Kronk.
Fantastic. Oh boy.
Kronk, you see Fred the farmer is walking you along. And eventually you see up in the distance, seems to be kind of like a little city or a village. And while he's talking, he's making that polite conversation. What do you do for a living? Oh, we're in. Gotta make sure.
I I've done a number of things. Right now I believe the legal term is adventuring.
Oh, boy. Well, can't say much from Gillikin country about adventuring. But that sounds mighty fun for you there, my friend Kronk.
It's been very interesting. I've seen some things.
Oh, really? What kind of things?
Seen some things.
I don't really like to talk about it.
PTSD.
Performed some.
Okay.
Yeah, but I've been adventuring with some friends that I really, I mean, they were here a minute ago. I really don't know what happened. I mean,
As you're walking through, again, it's not like a full forest, but you see like maybe you're up on like that plateauish kind of area with some trees. As you're coming up on this city, you see, oh, well, there she is, Tattapoo.
what?
Tattapoo, our city. We named it after the good witch.
Tatty Poo. All right, cool. So she can help me.
Yes. Oh, well, that's why I asked if you're a witch, because usually witches can do everything.
Well, I mean, I can do a lot of things, but I'm not a witch.
Wait, but you're not a witch. Wait, you can do things.
Well, yeah. Like I make mean spinach
He's like,
puffs.
mention this.
Oh, like cooking! I thought you meant like magic, like witches do. Oh, okay.
You can definitely do magic. That's the funny part.
Yeah, you have like done magic before, but you're just like, no, like cooking. You see, well, that's pretty nice. As you come in, eventually you get to the city. A couple people, they're like looking at you just in that like gentle way. Kronk, you're noticing most of these people seem like not like small, not like a dwarven or a gnome, but you know, shorter than the average human.
You're huge.
As these Gillikins, as you might call them, look at you, each in their own little purple dress. Everything is very purple here, in varying shades of lilac, lavender, purple, violet. Going through, you see walking up to this tiny little town hall that if you were to give a really good jump, you could probably touch the top. Because it's just like a one-story thing. You see, though, knocking, Farmer Fred knocks on the door, and eventually you see a woman step out. He's, Farmer Fred, how may I be of assistance? Well, I'll tell you this, Sally. I found Mr. Kronk here lying in the fields, and we think he may not be from Gillikin country, or even Oz, but he can do things. He says he can cook. You see Sally's lady just, well, I'm Mayor Sally. It's a pleasure to meet you, Kronk. Tiny little hand. But you're not from here. Are you in need of help or assistance?
Yes, that would be really great. I've lost some friends. I was with them, but then I woke up in the field.
Oh.
I'd love to find them. Have you guys seen them? There's a little pink blob and a guy with a surfboard and another really big guy like
and
me.
Big surfboard
he's red.
people? Red?
He's red.
Oh, well, you see, they're looking back and forth. Mayor Sally just
embarrassed.
Oh, I've never seen anyone like that around here. No, sir, no, sir. Well, but we could always see if Tattapoo is available to help us, help
Yes,
you
let's
get you home.
Help me to
Well,
help me
let's
to
see.
help them.
You see, well, don't you worry. We have our special little bell. You see, Mayor Sally kind of escorts you in, and you have to like duck down. In the middle of this little town hall, there's a rope with the bell attached up top. As she pulls it, a lovely little gong rings out, and you actually hear some talking in the village. Coming out, you know, Sally escorts you out. A lot of people are walking out. Just, oh, the bell's been rung. The bell's been rung. Walking through, Mayor Sally just, yes, don't worry. The good witch Tattapoo of the North can definitely help you out. Oh, she'll help you find your friends because that's what good witches do. As
Something tells me that's not what she's going to do.
you see up in the sky after a moment a bubble appear. And the bubble seems to grow larger and larger and larger until alighting down in front of you and to the lovely ahs and slight little golf claps of the Gillikin people. The bubble slowly shifts and fades, and a lovely older woman, slightly graying hair, a little more like whiter set, dress shimmering down, appears a woman. As you see, she looks around. Hello, my Gillikins! Oh, come. Starts giving them like little hugs, little kisses, and like all these little things that come.
Oh, it took me way too long to, yeah.
All of them coming in, giving little like hugs.
It's the Miss Piggy one.
wonderful. Oh! Hello.
Remember the Muppets Oz? This is the
Now,
Miss
who
Piggy
are
one.
you?
I have not.
Well, my name is
I
Kronk.
didn't know
I
that
haven't
they
watched
did
that
Kronk?
in so
Are
long.
you-
Right, like I
Yeah.
completely
Oh
forgot until I
yes,
heard
you
the
see,
voice.
this woman gives a little like light sparkly mat. I am Tatty Poo, good witch of the north, and you're not a Gilligan. You are very tall.
Yeah.
Okay, question.
I don't take
By
that
raise
for
of
my dad.
hands, who was which of these characters were in the pirate one shot? Because I was, Jim was.
This
you
is
guys-
a
no,
humanoid-looking
Mowgli was, right?
person.
Mowgli, yeah.
Okay.
This is a
because-
humanoid-looking person.
Oh, I was gonna say because if it's Miss Piggy, then
Oh, no, I-
Jim and Morph for sure.
No,
are
I
going
just meant
to
like,
be like
his voice reminded me of Miss
Oh,
Piggy
yeah.
because I know there is a Muppets version of Oz where
I
she's
had
like both witches.
No idea.
And
There's
so I was
actually
like,
all
oh,
four in that movie. It's funny.
yes, I'm like, oh, it must be the
Yeah,
Miss
no.
Piggy witch.
But you see, Tatty
That's
Poo just.
hilarious.
But you're not from around here. Oh,
No.
where did you come from?
Mhm.
Well, that's kind of a long
That's
story,
the
but I
voice.
came
Yeah.
with some friends,
That's
and
what I was saying.
I don't have them anymore.
You
They're
came
lost.
with friends. Are you magical? Did you come from a land beyond Oz? All the Gilligan. Ooh.
I don't know what Oz is, so I'm gonna say yes.
This is Oz, the Gilligan country of Oz in the north.
It's very
dear.
lovely.
Oh,
And
thank
very
you.
Purple. Can I
We
ask
love-
why the purple?
You see, Marissa, we do love purple in the Gilligan country.
I can tell.
Purple is a good color.
You see, type. But yes, do you have magic? How did you arrive?
Well, okay, so long story short, I stepped through a hole and I came here. And when I was outside the hole, I had, like, I don't know, 9 other people with me. I forget how many there are.
Interesting.
And then I stepped through the hole and I woke up in a field. And
Was
there
it a
purple
magic
red.
hole?
Yeah, probably.
You see, she pulls out a slight little wand and kind of like just on top of you, and it's kind of like a spell she's doing because she's just kind of looking and just, oh, you're magical.
I am.
Yes.
Very kind of you to say. Thank
Oh,
you.
it's very easy to see here. With that, we're going to cut away.
Classic.
Jasmine and Morph,
you.
you guys are walking through these fields.
I'm still a dark man.
Or excuse me, wait. No, we're going to Thumbelina first.
Cool.
Thumbelina.
We should
Click,
probably
click,
look
click,
for
click,
stuff.
After a while, you see, there doesn't seem to be much, but eventually you see rising off in the distance a lovely castle. Gleaming scarlet, red, different colors of and variations of red. Flags furl. As you see, approaching, there seems to be what looks like lion creatures. But they're not lion. They almost seem like bodies of a bear, but heads of lions, but tails, kind of like a tiger,
Oh my
are standing there
Tigers,
with
bears, oh my.
little trumpets. They see the two of you approaching. Some little fanfare as a drawbridge descends as you enter in. Inside, you see a variety of small little people, each in red, much bigger than you, still, unfortunately. But standing in the middle is a lovely woman with, again, curling red hair, almost like a crownish tiara, flowing pink and red dress, sitting around talking to people and sees you approaching. You see she goes, "Oh, little China girl, who is this person you're with?" You see this blink, blink, blink. "Oh, she's my fairy godmother. She said she appeared here, but I don't know what she is, but I think she's a good witch because she can do magic." You see this lovely smiles, kind of picks her up, hands her to, actually you see what seems to be like just a normal bear who kind of like puts this thing on his back and kind of walks away. You see she, you're a good witch. You can do magic.
Well, I would say I'm good because of the way I use my magic.
That is what good witches do.
Okay.
But how did you arrive in Oz? I've never seen someone like you before.
I have a group of friends, and we just came through a hole, and we went through a storm, and we all flew around. This is all Oz, right?
Yes.
We flew around Oz.
Yes, this is Oz. This is the Quadling country.
Okay. And we all lost. I lost like half all of my possessions, and we're trying to find our way down.
Down?
Mm-hmm. trying to. Oh gosh, I should not sit down. We're trying to help a friend who is in the land nearby, but we're not sure how to get past this land and go on to our next.
Of course, yes. To journey from Oz, you see she kind of a little wand across your head. You feel the magic go down. She casts a spell. With that, we're going to cut away again. Now to Jasmine and Morph.
What did I say?
When he sat down, she didn't know that, man.
Can we find a way to like an edge of the cornfield so we can like climb a fence and see over stuff or find a road or like anything?
Yes, give me just which direction you want to go.
I'm gonna turn into a bluebird and I'm gonna fly up.
So helpful.
You fly up.
Bluebirds.
Give me a perception check.
Blue.
It's a lot of blue. I forgot to put the red on, but yeah, it's red for
Where's
where
the
you are.
rainbow for bluebirds fly?
I did it on purpose.
Blue morphs fly over the rainbow. Why can't I?
Sorry, I totally thought you were like meaning to do that. And I was like,
I haven't seen this movie since I was like 6. That is
We're teaching
perception, or can it be investigation?
It is
because
perception.
I
You're
am
trying to.
looking specifically for items.
It's perception.
I got it.
There are a lot
I'm
of
still.
things. Whoa, as like your cells are still recombobulating.
Like flying up.
Like every so often a blue wing turns into a pink wing and back as you Morph, there might be like what seems to be a town off in the distance, but you're not entirely sure.
Gonna kind of just flump over to Jasmine.
Follow the yellow brick road.
Thanks.
can I make a dex check to like catch her?
Oh yeah, easily.
Thank you. There's a town off in that direction, I think. It's a smudge in the distance.
Better than no directions. I'll start walking towards the direction she
You
pointed.
start walking in that direction.
I'll say as a bluebird.
As
You
you
can be a
both
Disney princess.
Jasmine with the bird. Jasmine is the Disney princess.
I love it.
As you approach exiting through the cornfield, you find yourself on what seems to be a stark difference in the blue, a yellow road. That seems to lead towards the town. As you step onto it, walking along, after a moment, you see the cornfields recede as just lovely blue trees pass by. In the distance, you see a town. Smoke curls from the rooftops.
Oh, that's not good.
As you continue your approach,
Do we wanna?
this town has a giant trench dug in front of it with wooden stakes.
I'm gonna try flying up again, but can I estimate how far away I need to be away from the town to be out of arrow range?
Fly up. Give me a stealth.
I also have a question. So we were on the road. Are there still like cornfields and stuff on either side of the road?
Yeah.
Can I hop back off the road into like a cornfield
Yeah,
for some
seriously.
stealth like cover?
Give me a stealth at disadvantage.
Question: Can
Disadvantage?
I have advantage because I'm a bird?
So it's gonna be a.
Dang it! I was almost a nat 20. I got an 11.
I got a 27.
Shoot! Dang!
Jasmine, you step onto a person's face.
Oh
Looking
my
down
gosh.
off like,
I'm so sorry. I did
Oh.
not see you there.
bunch of people erupt out of the corn. Please roll initiative, both of you.
Really?
I wasn't expecting you to go into them.
There was this big scary town.
The corn people.
Corn.
14.
14. Oh no.
19.
19.
I'm just
Jasmine,
a
you
bird.
will go
What's
first.
that? I actually don't know if I roll at disadvantage. Should I just?
Oh
roll
no,
for
this is
this?
flat. The
Oh,
disadvantage
sorry,
was
I
to
was
stealth
waiting.
because you're trying to hide on top of a person.
That was
Let me hide in
really
these.
funny.
Ah!
I genuinely did not
Bunch of
expect
people.
that.
Yeah, neither did I.
Blue and black mud streaked across their faces. Battle gear have popped up all around you.
I didn't throw
Jasmine.
perception. I guess that would have been passive. Yeah.
Exactly. They were hiding in wait. As they all appear, each of them pull out wicked-looking glaives and knives and are just
What
pointing.
the hell's wrong with you?
Are you with the witch?
What witch?
We'll kill you!
Why?
It is your turn. What would you like to do?
But if they attack, you attack. Who are you and why are you trying to stab me?
Who are you and why are you trying to kill us?
I'm not. I just got lost.
Says the woman stepping on my face. A little bit of
Because I
blood.
didn't see you was behind that wicked ambush hapless
Which
travelers.
is what someone working for the witch would say!
What witch?
Ah! They just started screaming and are gonna charge.
My goodness. Could I I want to use my cunning action as my bonus action to dodge in case they attack me, but then can I roll a persuasion check to convince them I have absolutely no clue what
Give me
the
a persuasion.
fuck they're talking about?
You can it's almost like a disengage. Step out away
Yeah.
from them. Okay.
Chill out.
Now hold on, tiny red and blue gorilla warriors.
Wait, they're small?
Oh yes, they
Oh,
are
wait,
small.
this is persuasion? I'm bad at that.
Oh no.
Dang it, I'm good at persuasion, but I'm a bird!
Oh yeah, that's a 7.
Can I use my...
Jasmine. A witch in disguise.
I don't even know magic!
They are all getting ready. On their turn, the 4 around you, the one you stepped on 3 that popped out, kind of step out, each circling you. They're not attacking either, but just shake you, pointing knives at you and morph. Up in the sky, you hear, and looking around. Let me see if they hit. Oh, that's a hit.
Oh no!
Morph, a net comes out of nowhere. Vroom, vroom, vroom. Wrapping you up in the bird. As you drop, you hear, an animal, a beast from the witch, kill it!
I should not turn into a
The
bird.
heck?
As you all drop, Jasmine, you see on the other side 2 more munchkins appear with what looked to have been now a used spring-load net. As they come out, you see they're looking, one of them pulls out a little pocket knife, but they were the ones with the net, really. We're going to cut away from your initiative.
Oh, dang it, I had an idea of what to do.
Jim Hawkins,
Oh, fetch.
you awaken, shackled to a stone wall.
Cool. Cool. What kind of shackled?
Manacle metal shackles. So your hands are spread apart. You see your fingers,
Okay.
but your mouth is currently gagged.
Cool.
There's a cloth in with the rope around.
This kind of makes me think of the Avatar campaign.
Jim, as you awaken, you see not monkeys, but 2 gigantic apes with large griffin-esque wings.
Oh.
Are both staring down at either side of you.
Do I see the sword anywhere?
Don't see the sword currently.
Oh no.
In this room, the door opens. Striding in long black dress, green fingers running down the length of Zariel's blade.
Oh no.
Ah.
You see a woman appear. Holding the sword, looks at you. State your name.
William.
You see something flashes in her eyes.
Wait, I'm gagged. I can't speak.
Oh gosh, I forgot that too. She nods to an ape. Kind of roughly pulls up over your head. State your name.
That was disgusting.
What's your name now?
Name.
Hi. I'm Jim.
I don't know.
Hello, Jim. What brings you to Oz?
I was just passing through.
Do you work for the wizard?
I have no idea who you're talking about.
Seemingly truthful. Alright. Jim. Tell me, did you come alone?
What's your name?
I'm asking the questions.
That is a long name.
You see, Sword of Zara in one hand alights into flame. She brings it up under your chin. Are you flammable, Jim?
Aren't most people?
Take Sword Flame. Did you come alone?
Well, no, there was a bunch of monkeys who brought me here.
She slaps you. Did you come alone?
I did not come here. Well, I did come here alone, yes.
Came here alone. Were you with others?
When I woke up, I was alone.
Were you followed?
The monkeys followed me.
She takes a finger. She's pressing it to your mind. I need you to make me a wisdom saving throw.
Fetch. Wisdom? Are you sure? It's not intelligence.
That's a wisdom.
$13.
13. Jim, she's reading your mind.
I just start singing sea shanties in my brain.
Soon may the weatherman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum.
As she looks at again, pushing through this, hearing the song,
No, just repeat.
she's looking through.
Repeat.
On the surface, nothing but shanty. She looks down, and you feel the glimpses of like you going through the portal, seeing your friends, waking up here. As you see, she turns to the sword. Your friend is obstinate.
Just.
I'll make this very easy on you, Jim. You are no threat to me, but your friends may be in danger.
Okay. I understandably have a hard time believing you.
Hold the sword. She holds it with you.
He's stuck in the wall.
She's kind of like putting it into the
Yeah.
grass,
Okay.
like so you can't like grab it from her, but putting it into your grasp. I am not lying. The sword can verify its truthfulness. I don't know how you came by a sword of Zariel, but know now you are in danger.
That part is not news to me.
You feel the sword is agreeing, just like yep. I am not your enemy, but I may become.
Okay.
I must know. Your thoughts may betray you. Your mind may have been muddled. Did you come alone?
To this plane of existence? Or.
And here.
Okay. I did not come alone to this plane. You know that.
Yes.
Can I make a insight check on my own memory?
Yeah, it's... What happened?
It's a big number. It's a big number. 1 second. 1 second.
73.
74.
Inside, where are you? It's not going to be big. Okay, so a 4.
A 4.
I don't know if I was followed. I was unconscious for most of it.
Good. That means your mind may not have been addled.
I mean, the powder that the monkeys threw in my face.
A precaution
Fair enough.
against our enemies.
Cool. And those enemies are?
Hopefully not you. She snaps her fingers. Your manacles undo. She lets go of the sword of Zariel.
Okay. I will sheathe... No, I won't sheathe the sword.
You see
I'll
the sword
just sheathe
has...
the sword?
You're feeling trust actually coming from the sword.
Okay.
No! Sorry. Yes, why are you unhappy? Because I wanted Kronk to get the sword. Genuinely.
No, not trust.
Trust the witch.
The sword trust.
trust the
Again,
witch.
you
I
get
thought you were
emotions.
talking
No,
trust
we handed
you.
the sword around, and the sword was like... to
About
Kronk.
everyone.
About
Except-
everyone. The sword was very indecisive.
Yeah, the sword
It was, but it did prefer
And
me.
now it's very decisive.
But this is like a
I just
trust.
confused the sword.
Trust.
And
Like
then it was like, oh.
Okay.
giving trust emotion. That
Okay.
emotion of empathy and trust. You
Okay.
see the witch just...
So, I would like to know where the rest of my stuff is.
Well,
I
came
had...
to Oz.
Yes.
Possibly gone.
Gone.
Not completely gone, but taken.
By whom?
The wizard. Kronk and Thumbelina almost
He's the
mirroring
bad
as the wand clicks at you. You see something flash through the witch's eyes. Their ears tilt. Both of you hear, Citizens, a bad witch tried to get us. We must protect us, as Oz has commanded. Kronk, you see all the Gillikins stop and turn towards you, and you see Farmfriend, I was hoping you were one of the good ones, as he pulls out a pitchfork. Thumbelina, you hear the roaring of the animals around you, as Glinda looks at you and says, evil witches are not permitted by Oz. Mr. Incredible, as you walk out of the castle, heading in the direction Oz told you, you see a shadow far behind you, up, high up, possibly of that sweet old man who waves as you walk through the city streets.
Can I,
The figure just turns and leaves.
Okay.
As you exit through, again, a lot of people kind of waving just as you're this newcomer. You exit the city, you see the gate slowly close behind you. And as you do, appearing out of small secret doorways behind you, 2 guards walk out with giant spears pointed at your throat. Bad witches are to be destroyed by decree of Oz.
That's where I'm going to be destroyed right now.
Wait.
No look in their eyes. That is where we're going to end tonight's session.
Fetch.
I have plans!
Thank you all so much for playing. Thank you all for watching. I will see you all next time.
I have all the plans.
Well then.